150 megabit internet for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get up to a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
They've got him, it's a sack!
Sixers.
Oh, baby!
And Flyers.
He scored!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ. WENJ HD. Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
The following program is paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schweim. The opinions expressed are not those of Town Square Media or station advertisers.
To the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schweim.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schweim.
It is a rainy, stormy Sunday morning here in the locker room. No, it is not Billy Schweim on the microphone today. It is Nick Earnshaw alongside Danny Ryan, the intern, Andrew Leeds, the full youth movement filling in for the Schweiner while he's down hanging out with Mickey Mouse and AG. I know they came in first place yesterday. I think he was texting us that in their cheer competition down in Florida. So we're in for him today, and we have a lot to talk about. We're going to get into the fight-ins. We have Tommy Greene joining us in a little bit at 10:30. We have Fran Mclaughlin, high school athletes in the spotlight as well. It's going to be a fun show. Intern, good morning. Danny, good morning.
Morning, Nick. How we doing?
Oh, I'm fired up. I have my energy drink caffeinated, activated. I know you guys are as well.
Exactly. I didn't know who was going to go first. That's why I paused for a second. But excited to be here, brother. I mean, filling in for the locker room with Billy Schweim. Billy's obviously getting some R&R over in Orlando and helping support his daughter in her cheer competition. But it's going to be a fun day. We got Tommy Greene, high school athletes in the spotlight, like you mentioned. And I have a lot of hard-hitting questions for Tommy Greene today. Maybe I should assume the role of like Billy, where he's just panicking every single Sunday about this team. But I'll tell you what, Billy's missing a good Sunday in the locker room because there's really not much to panic about.
No.
Great past 2 series for the Phillies so far. The bats have woken up. Aaron Nola seems to be back as the weather's getting warmer. So, a few question marks, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into all of it. Intern, good morning to you. Nice to see you again.
Good morning, Nicky. It's been a little while since I've seen you. I mean, we saw each other at the Phillies game a few weeks ago, which was a nice surprise. But in the studio, it's been a few months, I would say.
Well, now we have the full locker room youth movement. Now, I got to ask you guys a question first. I'm going to be 25. Does that mean I exit the youth movement? Is that too old?
Halfway to 30.
Ah, man, I know.
I don't know.
I mean, you're basically middle-aged at that point.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to start slowing down.
Quarter of your life, it's already gone. No, I think like 27 and above might
right, so I got a
get
couple
you
more
disqualified from the youth movement. Because 25, 26, you're still a young adult.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, we'll get into the Phillies in just a second. But yesterday, guys, the Kentucky Derby, we were at the Down and Derby Wine Festival in Camden County. We had a lot of fun yesterday. Josh and I were on site. We had a lot of great guests. And I don't know, did you guys watch the race, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was electric. It was in the mud.
Insane.
It's raining. It was raining there yesterday like it is here today. Sovereignty comes out with the victory. Journalism in second. Was it Biza in third?
Love these names.
So, I mean,
the names are always the best part of the Derby.
It's awesome. And Tony Black, we had him on yesterday, legendary jockey from the Delaware Valley in the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame as well. He picked it pretty much. He nailed it, Andrew Leeds.
Yeah. I mean, when you have a guy who's a Hall of Fame jockey like that, you'd think he'd have a bit of an idea of what he's talking about, and clearly he did.
Just a little bit.
So, yeah, I mean, it's always impressive. I mean, as somebody who doesn't understand horse racing and doesn't even understand how you can understand horse racing, because it seems like it's such a, crazy
wild
concept.
sport.
But, Hey, man, when you know, and Tony Black knows ball.
He does. Clearly, he knew ball yesterday. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. By the way, did you guys know former Philadelphia Philly Jason Worth had a horse in this race? His horse, Flying Mohawk, finished 12th yesterday.
Wow.
So no luck there for Worth yesterday.
It's still cool to have a horse in the race. He had a horse last year, too. I forget the name of it. It was obviously all the names are kind of unique and interesting, but I think it won. What was it, the Belmont Stakes last year? Won some event. The horse he had last year.
I'm going to look it up. I know he won a race.
He's been involved in horse racing for a couple of years now. I remember there was a few years ago. It was the video of him in like the beer softball league hitting an absolute tank.
Yeah, Gil had him on. Interesting guy. We got to meet him down at Radio Row, and we had him on.
Nice dude.
Interesting guy. And he talked all about the horse racing and how he's gotten involved with it, and had a horse finish 12th yesterday. So with that, guys, Kentucky Derby's a big event. Okay. And, we're young here, and there's something I wanted to build off of from, I believe it was last week's Sunday show. And we're young. We got to get to more events, right? So I want to ask the audience out there as well. What is your bucket list sporting event you have to get to? 609-403-0973 is how you jump aboard. 609-403-0973 is how you get in. What is your bucket list sporting event that you have to get to? For me, Kentucky Derby's up there. I have to go with a national championship game in college football. I feel like that would be so electric. Final Four. Also the Masters. I want to go to a Masters event at some point. So that would be really cool. How about you guys?
Even as somebody who doesn't love golf necessarily, the Masters is just different. Like the aura around it, being in Augusta, I can't even imagine what that feels like. For me, I touched on this last week, but as just such a huge Philly sports guy, the number one thing that comes to me is a Phillies World Series game.
Yes.
I've never been there. The closest I've been, I went to a wild card game 2 years ago when Stott hit the grand slam, and the energy was just absolutely electric. I've never experienced something like that in a sports setting. I can't even imagine what a World Series game feels like.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'd have to agree with both of you. The Masters is up there. World Series game is up there. I've only been, I think the deepest round I got in the MLB playoffs for the Phils was the NLDS.
Have you been to an NLCS game?
I don't think so, no.
I was at the Harper home run.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Bedlam at the Bank. That one.
That's like the ultimate bucket list.
That tops everything.
Yeah,
that's the greatest sporting event I've ever been to.
If there's any past sporting event I could have gone to, that might be number one.
Yeah, it's essentially a World Series game right there. You punch the ticket to the World Series with one swing. A World Cup game would be up there for me, too. I know we're going to have a chance in 2026. But also, too, another thing we'll have a chance for in 2026, I want to get to a home run derby. An MLB home run derby. All-Star game is cool, but it's a little slower. A home run derby can get electric. The emotions, kind of have how intense it is, the face-offs, and so that would be cool for me.
That's awesome. Those are great answers. 609-403-0973. We want to hear from you. What is your bucket list sporting event that you have to get to? Also, what we want to hear from you as well. We're in for the Schweiner today. Okay, he's got a lot of funny phrases he likes to say, throws around during the show. I also want you to add to that text, give me a Schweiner one-liner. Just one-liner that you usually hear Schweiner say on a Saturday or a Sunday or even in person.
Right.
Just keep it FCC, like in the FCC protocol.
Right.
Okay?
Inside jokes or, like little liners that you share with Schweiner in person, even if we don't know of them.
Yeah.
Send them in. We'd love to read them off. And obviously, anything you hear on Saturdays or Sundays here in the locker room because, that Schweiner, he is full of one-liners.
Oh, he is. He's full of plenty of liners. So give me a Schweiner one-liner with your text messages, with your bucket list sporting event that you have to get to. 609-403-0973 is how you jump aboard. I can't wait to hear some of the Schweiner one-liners today. All right, let's move along to the Philadelphia Phillies. They win yesterday. They've been winning some ball games, all right? We've been kind of negative on this ball club for most of the start of the season because it just feels like there's a different vibe around this team a little bit for the most part. I'll go to you, Intern. Yesterday they get the win. Ranger Suarez, he's going to be on the bump for the first time today. Rob Thompson talked about in his postgame presser yesterday about they're going to stick with a five-man rotation for now. Taijuan Walker's going to go to the bullpen. But he kind of left the door open for a six-man rotation. I'm scratching my head at that one. I've been scratching my head at a lot of stuff that Rob Thompson's been saying lately, intern.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that because, I mean, it's unfortunate in a sense. Obviously, it's fortunate that Taijuan Walker has been playing as well that he has been, but it is unfortunate in the sense that, yeah, now he's got to go and ride the bullpen when he's been having such a solid start to the season. And, but Ranger, you want to get him in there. You want to get him in that starting rotation. I think you keep it as a 5-man personally. I mean, you never know. Maybe things come because obviously there's things in the works with Painter. You got Ranger obviously coming back and Taijuan. It's going to be a loaded rotation, so I get the prospect of wanting to go to a 6-man, but I feel like keep it at 5, let Taijuan ride the bullpen. And, hey, you never know. Maybe it comes to the point where you try Ranger starting, Taijuan the bullpen, doesn't work out, try to flip him because we've seen Ranger pitch out of the bullpen before. He can do it, and maybe that's just a role both of them are more comfortable in.
Danny, it's going to be fascinating as the season progresses what they do with this rotation. Andrew Painter waiting in the wings, right? Like, we're all just waiting.
Just got called up to AAA Lehigh Valley.
Yeah, starting in AAA, right? I mean, what do you do with this rotation? You can't go 6-man yet. Down
well, especially when your horse,
maybe.
your ace, is saying he doesn't like the 6-man routine. I mean, that's a big deal. And if it's going to affect his pitching because of the 6-man routine or regimen, I don't think that's a risk you should take. One of these guys is going to have to make a sacrifice, to be honest with you. But
yeah, I listen, Walker's going to have to go to the bullpen. I'm sorry. You're in the bullpen.
For now, yeah.
Ricky Batalico made a really good point yesterday on the post-game show after the game. Like, what if you go to the 6-man rotation, right, and he has a couple of bad starts? Mm-hmm. What are you then? You just going to go right back to the 5? You can't be mixing and matching.
I know.
We know pitchers are creatures of habit,
right.
Danny.
Especially a guy like Zach Wheeler, a guy who, even Aaron Nola. I mean, you saw how long it took for Aaron Nola to adjust to the pitch clock. He goes through a lengthy pregame routine, as all pitchers do. A lot of these guys, they're used to their habits, and they're used to, what they're used to. If these guys have been doing this for, well over a decade at this point, going back to college and stuff. So, hey, right now, I think the clear answer is Taijuan's going to be a bridge guy. He's going to be a mop-up guy if they need him to be. Although, I do kind of worry about that a bit because if you want any sort of success out of Taijuan, the best case is not to put him in a mop-up role and just absolutely let guys tee off on him and diminish any confidence he just built up. But, you got to do what you got to do. Hopefully he can maybe be a bridge guy more often than a mop guy. But, yeah, when Painter does come up, and let's just say best case scenario, month and a half, 2 months. Let's say he tears up AAA. It's clear that he's a Skeens-type talent and he's ready to come up. What do you do? Because I don't want to see him start his MLB career in the bullpen.
Well, yeah.
I know guys have done it in the past.
David Price is one always sticks out in my mind from the 08 Rays.
Yeah, it's not a terrible idea, but it's more so this guy has dealt with injuries in the past. Obviously, he's a top prospect in baseball, and not just a top prospect in your farm system, so you don't want to mess with him too much. But again, we've seen guys come up and do this in the past. Just will it work for a flamethrower like Painter? I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. We're going to get into this very much throughout the show. We're going to talk about the Phillies rotation. We're going to talk about the lineup too as well. I got some issues with the lineup that's been going out there, but listen, they've been winning games, so it's all right. Also, remember, text sport is 609-403-0973. What is your bucket list sporting event that you have to get to? And give me a Schweiner one-liner with your text as well. 609-403-0973. Hey, the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents and brokers, lenders, home builders, and developers and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you throughout the entire process from contract signing to closing, from the shore to Center City and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. 15 office locations in NJ and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information about Surety Title, please call Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or the Ocean City office at 609-399-1227. I want to tell you about McCann Appraisers. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann and Associates at 609-263-7422. Whether commercial or residential properties, for estate, tax, or financial planning, divorce or financing, and more, the professionals of John A. McCann and Associates are licensed and ready to assist. Call 609-263-7422. All right, we have more great stuff right here in the locker room. Nick Earnshaw, Danny Ryan, Andrew Leeds filling in for Billy Shrine right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hi, this is former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver David Klemick. Are you looking for the ultimate spot to go catch the big game? Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township is your home for great food, cold drinks, and non-stop sports action. Whether it's an NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL game, they've got all the action on their big screen TVs, plus one in every booth. Sink your teeth into their famous wings, juicy burgers, thin crust pizza, and signature stromboli. Thirsty? They've got ice cold beers on tap and handcrafted cocktails that keep you refreshed. So bring your crew, grab a seat, and feel the energy at Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township. It's where sports fans go to win. Tell them Dave Klemick sent you.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Oh, tasty high note. Oh, hi, don't mind me. I'm practicing my new baritone sax. I just heard PayPal's paying for people's stuff every day for 100 days, and there's 10 million up for grabs. All you have to do is use PayPal checkout online. So there's never been a better time to buy a few things off the old wish list. Like this leaf blower! PayPal can pay for your purchase. The Great PayPal Checkout.
No purchase necessary ends July 18th. See official rules at paypal.com/thegreatpaypalcheckout/terms. Participating merchants only must use PayPal Checkout online. Coverage of up to $100 and eligible purchases per card.
Bring the family for a day of competition and camaraderie, honoring those who have served and the heroes still in the fight at the Memorial Beach Challenge, Saturday, May 24th on the beach at the Ocean City Music Pier. With a Navy SEAL approved obstacle course challenge and kids fun run for teams and individuals. 100% of the proceeds benefit 31 heroes, supporting veterans and their families. Register and learn more about volunteer opportunities at memorialbeachchallenge.com. That's memorialbeachchallenge.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back here in the locker room. Nick Earnshaw, Danny Ryan, the intern, Andrew Leeds, and a little bit of different music today. Danny Ryan, he has been on the auxiliary the past 2 days.
It's not police anymore around here. When
just-
Schweiner's out of office, it's not police anymore.
No, I like the police. There's nothing wrong with the police.
Oh, yeah. I do. We just got to bring some energy. You know, with the youthers, we switch things up a little bit.
Yeah, switch it up. We went a little throwback with this one, but yeah, listen, Earnshaw, Ryan, and Leedsy are in for the Schweiner today. 609-403-0973 is how you get aboard. Our text board question of the day is, what is your bucket list sporting event you have to get to? And give us a Schweiner one-liner. Danny, I know we got a couple of texts right now.
Yeah, let's read off. Excuse me. Got a little bit in my throat right there. Let's read off some text on the text board at 609-403-0973. Anonymous texter chimes in and says, I've been to almost everything, all 4 major sports, all 3 Triple Crowns. My bucket list event would probably be the Indy 500 at this point. That's not a bad one,
That's
honestly.
a great one. I didn't expect that one.
Yeah, I know my dad's tuning in. He likes that answer. Dan at the HT chimes in with a Billy one-liner. He says, quote, the Sixers stink. Yeah, he definitely says that a lot. I mean,
they stink.
Very general, but at the
They
same time,
stink.
he says it all the time. And then he also said the sporting event he would go to on his bucket list would be a Final Four game. So
that's a good one.
That is a good one. And then our third and final text on the text board. He goes, nothing could be finer. It's an anonymous texture again, and then he says, big guys beat up on little guys. Ha, ha.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I forgot about that one. He loves that liner.
Sounds like almost Billy texted in with that text.
Yeah, is that Schweiner? Is he texting in?
Might
Is
be
he
His own personal fave.
Yeah, from Florida.
Exactly.
All right, 609-403-0973. What is your bucket list sporting event you have to get to? And give us a Schweiner one-liner as well when you text in 609-403-0973. Guys, I want to get back to the Phillies a little bit because there's just so much to discuss regarding this team. And we talked about it a little bit in the open, Intern. And going to the six-man rotation, this early in the season, I don't think it's necessary. It's a good problem to have when you have all this pitching, the starting rotation. If guys get hurt, you have someone who could go right in there, right, and put them into that spot. But this early in the season, there's no point. You don't want to mess with guys' routines, etc. Now, late in the season, if you were trying to get pitchers rest, cool. I'm fine with that. But then you have Andrew Painter waiting in the wings, and you have Taijuan Walker, Ranger. It just feels like one of them is expendable.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And it's a situation where it's not like it's the starting rotation is the issue with this team and that they need to do something to change it up and, fix the starting rotation. The starting rotation has probably been the biggest bright spot of the team so far through, 30 games. So you, like Danny was suggesting earlier, you don't kind of want to mess with these guys like rhythms and what they're used to doing. Creatures of habit are all pitchers. And you don't want to, especially when they're playing as solid as they have so far. I know it sucks that Taijuan's got to kind of be the sacrifice in that situation, but you don't want to mess up. You don't want to mess up five guys' habits to appease one guy getting into the rotation.
Yeah, and Painter, Danny, it's interesting with him because they're gonna probably have him on a pitch limit, right, or innings limit, I should say. Right. So you don't want to waste those, and Gil and I were talking about this during the week. You don't want to waste those in the minor leagues. You want to get him up here, and we know how much they really believe in this guy.
Right.
The guy's got he's 6'7", he's a monster on the mound. He hums it over the plate. I mean, the guy's got a great fastball. He's got great breaking stuff. I can't even get it out. I'm so excited, Danny.
Well, it's kind of crazy to think they got him at pick 13.
Yeah,
too.
and so if he comes up, one of these guys is expendable. I mean, you can't get anything for Taijuan Walker. Ranger's the guy that you can either move to the bullpen or you trade him. You can get value for a Ranger Suarez. Teams are going to want him. You're probably going to have to trade him to an AL contender, but you can get value for a guy like that.
Yeah, you don't want to trade him to an NL contender, obviously. That would just be bad business. So ship him off to the AL and see what you can get for him. If you can get an impact bullpen arm, that's huge. If you can get, I don't know, possibly a guy to keep you afloat and ship off Alec Boehm also, if you have a gap at third base. Listen, I am out on Alec Boehm, to
You're
be honest
out on
with you.
Boehm already?
I'm out on Alec
See,
Boehm.
I disagree with that. I think Boehm's going to turn it around at some point. I'm a big believer in Boehm.
I mean,
Marsh. Listen, I know Marsh had 6 hits down in the minor leagues. He had a couple of hits
Big day
yesterday.
Yeah, 2
That's
singles.
great.
Or
That's
a double
great.
and a single.
I'm out on Marsh. Marsh is what he is. He is not going to be more than what he has shown you. He's, 27, 28 years old right now. I don't think you're getting more out of Brandon Marsh. And you really can't trade him. He might be like a kicker. You could get like a couple of prospects
He's a
for,
throw-in guy. Yeah, I mean, I'm out on both of them. We agree on Marsh, but Boehm, he's 28 as well. He's got this huge frame. I know everyone harps on it, but the guy's 6'5", and he's a slap-hitting third baseman. I'm sorry, we've got other options. I don't really want him, especially if the league thinks he still has some value, if he can get back to that all-star form. Ship him off while he's hitting hot. He's been batting .295 over the past, week and a half, 2 weeks or so. So he's getting better, but at the same time, I feel like this experiment with Boehm and Marsh has just kind of run its course.
Intern, would you be willing to trade Alec Boehm? I'm not out on Boehm. I think Boehm turns it around at some point. Marsh, I've been out on. I just don't think you're going to get a lot of value out of that center field position with him in the lineup. Rojas has been much better, even though he's had a wild season. He's been all over the place.
Justin Crawford waiting in the wings.
Lefty, though.
He is a lefty, but I still think they'll call him up because Cal Stevenson's on the bench as a lefty, and he's been looking not great.
The center field position's really wonky, but the Boehm
It's been wonky for years at this point. That's the thing.
The Boehm thing, though, Intern, I think he's going to turn it around at some point. I think he will.
It's tough because, like you said, last year he was an all-star. He was the best player on this team for the first half of the season and really was pretty good until he suffered that hand injury towards the end of the season. I think people like to look back at last season and think, oh, he just fell off after the all-star break. It's not necessarily true. He was still playing at a pretty decent level until he suffered that hand injury. So it's tough because he has been struggling this year. He's getting a little hotter as of late. I'm I don't want to trade Alec Boehm. It's not something that I'm expecting or feel like needs to be done. But if it did happen, depending on what it's for, it's not something that I think would it wouldn't break my heart if it's for something that I think could genuinely help fix this team. But Marsh is a guy that, like you said, I'm out on. I like the guy. I think he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
I wish he was better. Ultimately, his ceiling is a platoon center field guy. And we need to find something better if we want to contend.
He's not much more than that.
Yeah.
He's not much more than a platoon guy, a guy coming off the bench. He was supposed to be
Vibes
able to hit
guy.
righties.
Yeah.
He can't hit lefties at all, but he's been barely hitting righties this whole season. He had a horrible start to the year. Then he got hurt. Now he's back. Fine, but I want to give Rojas as many opportunities as possible in center field.
Well, it's kind of like what I mentioned about Taijuan earlier. Taijuan's now just building this confidence. He's pitched fairly well this season, and you move him back to the bullpen, and again, hope he doesn't get into that mop-up role. But to your point about Brandon Marsh and about Justin Crawford being a lefty, if you move on from Marsh, that lefty thing no longer becomes a problem if Justin Crawford slips in there. So, I mean, again, we don't really know what he's going to be at the major league level. I know he's been hitting fairly well in AAA. Has to get his power up a little bit, go gap to gap more.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know about that happening.
He's not going to hit home runs. I mean, he's not going to hit a lot of home runs. That's just what it is at the end of the day.
Well, neither is Boehm. He still has 0.
Right. Exactly. And here's my reasoning behind the Boehm thing. I don't really want to trade him right now. I know he can still be a valuable asset right now, but I'm planning more for the future, I feel like. Aiden Miller's waiting in the wings. I know he's probably not going to be up until, let's say, I don't know, June of next season, maybe late May, best case scenario. But at the same time, you have Edmundo Sosa who can keep you afloat. I don't know if you've seen what Otto Kemp... just hear me out. Hear me out.
All right.
I don't know if you've seen what Otto Kemp's been doing down in AAA, but
no.
You've acknowledged this countless times. This bullpen is a problem, and they need to get help. And you're not going to get help for this bullpen that makes an impact unless you give up something. You got to give up something to get something.
But Alec Boehm is also a right-handed bat.
Yes, he
is.
He's
They are too lefty-heavy. Too lefty-heavy. So you can't trade a right-handed bat in Boehm right now. I'd rather wait it out with Boehm.
Sosa's been tearing it up.
I know he's not
the
starter though.
He's not the answer at third base, but what I'm saying is he can keep you afloat for long enough, maybe platoon with Kemp while you wait for Aiden Miller.
Oh, now we're platooning another position, and we created another problem.
But you either ship off. Let's just say they make a trade with the Cardinals and they get an outfielder in Helsley. Now you fill 2 holes right there by giving up 1 position. I'm just saying they have options at third, whereas they have other holes in the roster in the bullpen, in the outfield.
I don't want to create more problems. They already have plenty of problems on this team, and especially in center and left field.
Alec Boehm's kind of a problem.
Boehm, a little bit, but I think Boehm's going to turn it around at some point. And, we have someone coming up on the other side who we can really break this all down with. Tommy Greene, presented by Blitz's Market. We're going to get him on the other side. We're going to get his thoughts on all of this regarding the Phils, and I can't wait to pick his brain. But we'll get to him in just a second.
The first hour of the Locker Room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents and brokers, lenders, home builders, and developers, and attorneys to facilitate real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you throughout the entire process, from contract signing to closing. From the shore to center city and every place between, Surety Title is there for you. 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information about Surety Title Company, please call Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900.
All right, you got to get to La Scala's. We know how much the Schweiner loves his meatball trio. La Scala's Beach House in Brigantine opened a few summers ago to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandma made. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, daily specials, and game day menu. Eat or take out at La Scala's, open Thursday through Monday, 1400 Avenue in Brigantine. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. All right, on the other side, we'll have Tommy Greene joining us, former Phillies pitcher. It's Nick Earnshaw, Danny Ryan, Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll look back at the Phillies weekend against the Diamondbacks and start to look ahead to their series down in Tampa against the Rays. Mike McGarry takes a look back at the weekend, plus football at 4 with Jeff Mosher, Knicks Nuggets, Ryer Sy, all that and more. It's all coming up on Monday's show.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee. Those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again, again and again. Call and again, again and again.
Hi there, this is the Negadelphian from the locker room, and I might be negative about our Philly sports teams, but one thing I'm positive about is Elisa's shoes. Are you looking for the perfect pair of shoes? Then step into Elisa's shoe store on Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey, where style meets comfort. From trendy sandals or everyday sneakers or an elegant heels for a night out, they've got it all. Their friendly team is there to help you find the perfect fit, no matter what the occasion. That's Elisa's Shoes at Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Go to elisashoes.com or call 609-391-8859. Tell them the boys from the locker room sent you.
Hey, Nick Earnshaw here. Is your driveway or parking lot cracked, faded, or just looking worn out? Give it new life with RG Lee & Sons Seal Coating. For over 14 years, they've been protecting driveways and parking lots with top-quality seal coating that lasts. Their expert team uses premium materials to seal, protect, and enhance your asphalt curb appeal and add years of durability. Don't wait for costly repairs. Call RG Lee & Sons Seal Coating at 609-513-4375 for your free estimate. RG Lee & Sons Seal Coating. Seal today to last tomorrow.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CAR for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CAR for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CAR.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back here in the locker room. Nick Earnshaw, Danny Ryan, Andrew Leeds filling in for the Schweiner today. And now it is time, as we do every single Sunday at 10 a.m., we go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by Blitz's Market in Ocean City, 21st and Asbury Avenue. Start your day off with their freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the locker room, and you get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. All right, it's time to go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room Tommy Greene. Tommy, you got the youth movement today here in the locker room. What's going on?
Glad to be with you guys. I don't have to talk Billy off the ledge.
Well, you might have to talk one of us off the ledge because Danny's freaking out back here. And I want to start with Ranger Suarez. He's back on the bump today, Tommy. And Rob Thompson talked about yesterday that they're going to stick with a 5-man rotation for the foreseeable future, but he kind of left the door open for that 6-man rotation. What do you make of those comments from yesterday?
Well, there's always, when you start looking to do stuff like that, I mean, it all depends on how your other starters are doing, or they log in a bunch of innings or high stressful outings and stuff like that. It could be where he uses that as just to give an extra day to the other guys in the rotation. They sort of use that and sort of instead of having a built-in off day, like they have in the schedule, they're sort of like giving them another off day. You know what I mean? So I don't read too much into it, going to a 6-man like that, because those guys, Wheeler and Nola, you want those guys on the bump when they're rolling. You want them on the bump. They're geared to go. They're geared with their schedule and the way they prep. They like that routine, and the more you keep them in the routine, the better they have the chance to repeat out there when they go and they repeat their mechanics, which helps with consistency. So.
Tommy, I want to ask you a little bit about the center field position on the Phillies right now. Obviously, Brandon Marsh comes back yesterday from his rehab assignment in AAA Lehigh Valley. Had a pretty good day. He had 2 hits, an RBI, and, was able to kind of break that schneid he was on. But Yohan Rojas, he has been tearing it up as of late. In my opinion, it seems like he should take that center field job and run with it. It should no longer be a platoon. But I'm curious as to where you stand on that with how much success we've seen from Rojas recently.
Well, I'm sort of in favor with the hot hand. It also it could be a fact where they're trying to make to get those guys going, and you never know what might happen in the trade deadline where they can put somebody in it. There's all different scenarios, and trade guys. But you got to get. They got Marsh for a reason, and he's been a productive guy, against right-handed pitchers, and so they got to get him going. And if he keeps doing, yesterday was a good sign. He gets on base and makes things happen. If they can platoon and keep both of them going, keep them going hot, a little bit, because Rojas had a very good week. He's hot right now, and you got to utilize that. So but it'd be great, to keep both of those guys going.
Right. And real quick, just to bounce off that, quick follow up. Yohan Rojas seemed to be benched Friday night after what he was supposed to be a double, but legged into a triple. Luckily, he hustles and is insanely fast, but he goes to third, a chance to make the final out at third base. What did you think about that? I know he didn't basically come out and say it, but Rob Thompson benching Yohan Rojas after that play on Thursday night.
Well, you can call it a bench, whatever you want. It's also, you got to start with a young guy like that. With he's had a couple questionable mental lapses, here in the first part of the season, and it's it's an education process too. He's always being educated, and learning. We all make mistakes, but you're telling yourself in a situation, you're telling yourself before the play even starts, the pitch is even thrown, what's going to happen if this happens, especially in defense. Where am I going with the ball if it's hit to me? That type of thing. You're like a step ahead each time. That way there's a reaction and everything's fluid after that. It happens because you know what you're doing. Same thing is when you're running the bases, it's like an unwritten rule. You don't ever make the third out at third base, or that type of thing, because you got a runner in scoring position at second. With his speed, he can score on a base hit. So you can't put yourself. You got to think about team first, not about me type thing, but not necessarily. He was thinking like that. He was probably going on his instincts. He said, I know I can make it, but it cuts it close, So, it's just, he didn't have to do that. He's got to understand that, as far as that's concerned. Now, if it's one out, it could be a different thing. To push it like that sometimes, to be aggressive, So, but there's times to do it and time not, and I don't think that was the time to do it. So.
Hey, good morning, Tommy. So obviously today we finally get to see Ranger back on the bump after his injury stint. It's been a minute. So I was curious what you are realistically hoping to see from Ranger's outing today. Do you expect him to, get a good couple innings in there? Do you want to see him, strike guys out? What are you hoping to see from Ranger?
Well, I'm just a solid outing. Working ahead in the count, because he's had his rehab start. His pitch counts should be up for him to go do what he needs to do. You don't bring him back to the big leagues to rehab. You bring him to the big leagues to pitch and to do what they're capable of doing. He needs to get all that stuff out, in the minor league rehab. So it's I'm looking for him to be on point, and to be a quality outing. So the key to that is throwing strikes early. That way he dictates what's happening in the at bats, and so. I'm looking forward to seeing pitch. I mean, it'd be a great asset if we can have guys, have another guy. You know what I mean? And that's because you never can have enough. So.
We're speaking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene on the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline presented by Blitz's Market. Tommy, speaking of quality starts, Aaron Nola had a really good start yesterday, and he got off to a little bit of a slow start to start the season, right? And, he looks much better. But yesterday, they talked about he had a little bit of a neck issue yesterday. As a pitcher, as a former pitcher, did you ever have anything like that when you're going into a start, like a quick injury bug beforehand, and you're like, I'm just going to power through it, especially when you're pitching and it's your neck?
Well, neck's a tough thing. If it's spasm and locking up to it, depends on how bad it is, I mean, I can't. I'm trying to remember back if I ever had any neck issues, and I can't never remember having any. Sometimes you fall asleep, you sleep wrong, you wake up with a kink in neck, and you can't move your neck. I mean, you can't turn your head, and that's a bad old deal. You can't pitch that way. So obviously, it was a situation where they were able to handle it and loosen him up a little bit. You know what I mean? For him to be able to move, it might have been a little sore. It's the difference between being sore and being pain. It's two different things. So we've all pitched in, if you're a pitcher and pitched in the big leagues and pro ball, we've all pitched with some discomfort or some things going on that you have to realize, okay, what's injury and what's just a little soreness, And a lot of times when you're a little sore, it kind of works itself out because you tend not to overdo and try to overthrow, and you stay within yourself and your ball does, and you end up throwing just as good. You don't think you are, but you are, and your ball tends to liven up a little bit and move a little bit better. So it's kind of hand in hand a little bit. We've all had to deal with issues out there, a little nag and stuff, and where you just don't feel good. So, but that's when you have to power through, and you still go out there and compete with what you have that day.
Tommy, I know we talked a little bit about the six-man rotation possibility with Taijuan Walker and Ranger Suarez kind of towards the end of that rotation, but I want to look more towards the future. I know we don't always want to get too ahead of ourselves, but at the end of the day, our top prospect, Andrew Painter, will be ideally in the Phillies rotation this summer. Now, how the franchise and how the organization wants to treat this, I'm not sure, but if you were the Philadelphia Phillies GM or president of baseball, if you were Dave Dombrowski and you had Andrew Painter coming up, let's say in a month and a half, 2 months, do you start him in the bullpen? Do you move Ranger Suarez to the bullpen, or do you mess with a lot of these players' regimen and routine and go to a six-man?
Mm-hmm. Well, me personally, when you bring a kid like that up, he's gearing up down there to start, and you don't vary off that. I think he's you're not bringing up him to be a relief guy.
Right.
He's going to be one of your mainstays right now, and he's working. And they're taking it with we've got kid gloves on him right now, trying to take care of him. The key to it. Now, how many times is he pitching every fifth day, or is he pitching once a week? If he's going to start if they bring him up this year, he's got to be ready to go on that. To me, on that routine, that fifth day, be ready to do that. If we're pitching well and everybody's pitching well and doing well, there might not be room for him. You might have to wait, and keep rehabbing and keep doing. Not rehabbing, but keep pitching down there. I mean, he's just got up to AAA. I think he's going to be pitching there.
Yeah, he'll be pitching this upcoming Thursday.
Yeah, so, he's still got some things to prove. You know what I mean? And so just keep doing his thing, keep pitching, taking the ball, go out there and compete every day, and just maintain his health. He's still building up to where he needs to go to, and it takes a little bit of time to do that. And he's still going through the mental battle too. He feels good. He's able to go and throw and do, but still the mental battle of lengthening it out and the way your body feels after that when your pitch count gets up to 100 pitches.
Yeah,
or more.
Surplus of effective starters. Yeah, a surplus of effective starters, a good problem to have. And we haven't even mentioned Mick Abel, who's had success in AAA this year so far. Yeah. So.
That's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have when you got your organization starting to come around a little bit, and guys are guys have issues. I mean, I come through the minor leagues. I had good stuff, but I pitched better in the big leagues than I pitched in the minor leagues. So it's about the maturation process, and sometimes it clicks. When it clicks, as long as you can maintain your health and you're healthy to go out and take the post and compete like you're capable of competing, the maturation process is a huge thing because the stuff's there. All those guys have got great stuff. There's a lot of minor league guys got just as good as stuff that the guys in the big leagues got. What's the difference? Consistency. They're they're consistent in what they do on a more of a regular basis, and they tend to have success. So that's a huge thing, So I mean, some guys get it and are able to corral it and become more consistent, and sometimes it just comes along. Some guys come along just a little bit later, maybe a year or two more later than people think. But sometimes organizations don't wait. That's how I got to Philly. I got traded. I had good stuff, and had some great stuff. But the organization got backed up with pitching with Atlanta, and they gave me the opportunity to. They could include me a good arm in a trade for somebody else, and they gave me an opportunity to pitch here in Philly, and that's all about taking the bull by the horns. Then when you get the opportunity. So
hey, good morning, Tommy. So. Another big topic of conversation, it feels like every year, is Alec Boehm. So Alec Boehm, he's had a bit of a slow start. He's still yet to hit a home run this season. A little bit better as of late over this past week or so. His average is still down at 220. So I was just curious, what do you think of how Alec Boehm has been playing? Do you think he is a name of somebody who could be on the move? We kind of touched on this before you were on. Is he somebody who you think the Phillies could look to move on from as early as the trade deadline this year, or is he somebody you still hold hope for?
Well, I mean, I still hold hopes for him because the guy can hit. I thought his power numbers would come more, but the more you watch him, he uses the whole field, and he goes about what he's doing, in a good way. I think it's a lot of confidence factor here. I don't know if he gets in his own head or whatever, but if he's going through, he gets going. I mean, it kind of runs with him. He kind of goes and goes. So, I mean, he was hitting what? He was hitting below Mendoza line. Now he's got it up to 220, so he's obviously playing a little better and swinging the bat a little better. But the key to me, they got him out there playing is to play good defense. And I think for the most part, he's done very well at that so far early in the season. And that's a huge thing, playing good defense at third base. So, I mean, it's a premium position there.
We're speaking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. Tommy, I'll leave you with one more. We've seen the mixing and matching at the top of the lineup in that leadoff spot with Stott, with Turner, Schwarber all season long. Right now, who would be your leadoff hitter?
Oh, my God. I mean, you got people that are hot right now. You got Turner's hot. I mean, he's I don't know what he's hitting for the week, close to 500. And you had Stott to go through the thing. I think both of them can do a quality job up there. Me personally, I just like the approach and the way Stott approaches each at bat. The way he can give you that quality at bat. I mean, you see a lot of pitches, from him. I like that in a guy. I mean. And you're asking me a question. You got some guys. We got three guys we put at the top of the lineup. And who do I like? I like Turner and I like Stott. I think Stott gives you the better AB out of all of them. As far as the way he takes pitches and does things and see pitches, he's able to go the other way, and that's his MO. That was his MO since he's been up. But him going through a good stretch, getting in that rhythm again and that approach at the plate is good to see from him. And also, you can't go wrong when you're riding that wave, man. You ride with, Turner the way he's going right now. He's starting to drive. I mean, hit the ball the other way. Anytime you got guys going the other way, and no matter if they're right-handed or left-handed, they're letting the ball travel. They're seeing it better, and they're able to do some damage. As a starting pitcher, you got guys that's willing to hit the ball the other way. They're tougher out. I like to see somebody try to hit a home run. The swing tends to get big, and sometimes you see him bail. I can tell you when Harper's going bad. He gives ground a little bit, and he can't cover the outside pitch, he seems like. But when he's good, he starts hitting the ball to the left a little bit, and that's when he's dangerous, real dangerous to hurt you. So I'm looking forward to see him start swinging the bat a little bit better too.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. I like Stott at the top of the lineup too. But Tommy, thanks so much for going on the mound with the youth movement today in the locker room. We always appreciate you jumping on.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, thanks, Tommy.
Thanks,
There's Tommy Greene on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by Blitz's Market in Ocean City, 21st and Asbury Ave. Start your day off with their freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the locker room and get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. We always appreciate Tommy Greene jumping on the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. And I'm with him. I think Stott, Danny, should be at the top of the line.
Well, also now, too, Kyle Schwarber's getting comfortable in the cleanup role.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's got to protect Harper.
Scuffling
Someone has
for a
to.
little bit, but now, obviously after this past weekend, the home run ball is getting hot, and it's, we're approaching June slowly but surely. So we'll see how that lineup continues to produce. All right, just about everyone in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia Eagle Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of the private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract 200-plus top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com. Once again, ken@jerseymanmagazine.com, or call 856-912-4007 for more information. The first hour of the Locker Room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents and brokers, lenders, home builders, and developers and attorneys to facilitate real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you throughout the entire process, from contract signing to closing, from the shore to center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information about Surety Title, please call Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Once again, 856-988-8900. All right.
You've been listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, the Locker Room Youth Movement, and we'll see you after the break.
Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Y'all are saying biscuits aren't as good as bagels for breakfast sandwich? The biscuit is better.
Cece, no,
the biscuit is
New
better.
Yorker. What are we doing?
I don't know. Y'all are having the wrong. I don't know who making y'all biscuits. Y'all are all off. Like, if you got a biscuit as the vehicle for the breakfast sandwich, I'll take that 10 times out of 10 over a bagel.
What?
Wake up weekday mornings with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman on 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Right nearby, right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Hi, this is Billy Schwein from the Locker Room. Pro Image Sports is proud to announce the opening of their brand new Ocean City Boardwalk store, located between 8th and 9th Street. They carry a huge selection of men's, women's, and kids' jerseys, clothing, headwear, and novelties from brands like Nike, New Era, Mitchell & Ness, and 47 brand. If you're looking for Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, or Sixers gear, or your favorite national team, Pro Image Sports has it all. For more information, stop by today or follow them online at fantreasures.com or on Instagram at ProImageOC. Tell them the Locker Room sent you.
The following is a paid advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center and may not be available in all states.
Have you or your loved ones been injured in an accident that was not your fault? You need to call the Legal Help Center. They handle all types of accidents, from car accidents, motorcycle, DUI, rideshare, to workplace injuries, slips and falls, and many more. Legal Help Center connects injured victims to local area attorneys with experience in your accident. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, you need to call. Get your life back, know your legal rights, and get the financial compensation you deserve. Call the Legal Help Center for a free consultation. 800-438-8080. Speak to a live agent now. 800-438-8080. 800-438-8080.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Tom's Ritter Auto Group studios in Northfield. Nick Earnshaw, Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds in for the Schweiner today. 609-403-0973. Just went on the mound with Tommy Greene in the last segment, and we're going to wrap up the hour here with a couple of text messages here, Danny. And our text board question of the day is, what is your bucket list sporting event to attend? And also leave us a Schweiner liner. 609-403-0973. Here's a few texts.
No Schweiner one-liner on this one, and I do want to remind all the listeners in the audience out there, so you can get credit for your text, please leave your name and where you're from.
Let us know who you are.
Exactly. This anonymous texter says, I would love to go to WrestleMania. That's a good one as well.
Yeah.
Have you been to WrestleMania?
Yes, I got lucky enough to go to last year because it was in Philadelphia. It was my first WrestleMania. I am the resident wrestling fan of this locker room conglomerate.
I watched it this year. I'll watch WrestleMania.
I saw you tweet about it.
I watched it when I was younger, so I like the nostalgia of the entire event. Philadelphia put on a great event. I kind of wish I was there. I should have went. I watched it on TV. It was great. This past year, I was not impressed, Andrew Lee.
This year was nowhere near as good as last year. And I mean, obviously, some of that could be biased because I was there. It was in Philly. I worked night one because it was at the Link, and then night two I attended. But this year, I mean, it had some good matches. The main event, I remember you tweeting, like, particularly. The main event was awful.
You bring out Travis Scott for John Cena's last WrestleMania?
It's ridiculous.
Oh, the nostalgia was ruined, Danny Ryan.
I didn't even watch it, but I saw that. I'm like, what is going on?
Not only did Travis Scott come down, it took him 2 minutes to enter while Fiend played around the arena.
It was brutal.
And then he just stood in the ring and took across. Listen, it was terrible.
I'm a Travis Scott fan, okay? But that was awful. And I watch wrestling once, maybe twice a year, and it was ruined for me. I might not watch it again next year.
I do like the celebs and the guest appearances and stuff, but I feel like it's gotten too much. And they're also going like it's obscure celebrities half the time too. It's like you got Kai Cenat coming out there, you got Speed going out there in the prime bottle doing backflips. Like it's become a circus.
In case our listening audience doesn't know who Kai Cenat is and who
streamers.
They're streamers.
Yes, Twitch streamers. They do in real life streams.
Absolutely.
Video game streams. Yeah, it's getting weird.
WrestleMania I do want to attend one year though. One year I do got
it. Is awesome.
That's a bucket list.
That's a good bucket list.
That's a bucket list.
I got to check off last year.
All right, one more text before we get out of here.
Yes, we have I guess we only have time for one more. Read the other one on the other side. Mike from Hamilton says Army-Navy game, and actually I'll breeze through Dan in the HT. He says keep Bowman, trade Suarez. Ranger Suarez gets hurt way too much.
See, I agree with Dan. Trade Suarez. I like it. Mike in Hamilton, great guy. We love Hamilton. I'm a Hamilton guy. Army-Navy is a great event. I did get to go to that.
I worked one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a different vibe.
There's nothing like the Army-Navy game.
The pageantry is incredible.
It's incredible. All right, hour one in the books, fellas. 1 hour down without the Schweiner. We have a lot more to get to in the second hour. We have high school athletes in the spotlight, sponsored by Philly Pretzel Factory of EHT. Fran Mclaughlin will join us. We have more Phillies to get into. And by the way, our old buddy, former Philadelphia 76er James Harden, put on let's say, I guess, kind of a show last night. You're listening to The Locker Room. Nick Earnshaw, Danny Ryan, Andrew Leeds. We'll see you on the other side.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll look back at the Phillies weekend against the Diamondbacks and start to look ahead to their series down in Tampa against the Rays. Mike McGarry takes a look back at the weekend, plus football at 4 with Jeff Mosher, Knicks Nuggets, Ryer Cy, all that and more. It's all coming up on Monday's show.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Oh, tasty high note. Oh, hi, don't mind me. I'm practicing my new baritone sax. I just heard PayPal's paying for people's stuff every day for 100 days, and there's 10 million up for grabs. All you have to do is use PayPal checkout online. So there's never been a better time to buy a few things off the old wish list. Like this leaf blower! PayPal could pay for your purchase. The Great PayPal Checkout.
No purchase necessary ends July 18th. See official rules at paypal.com/thegreatpaypalcheckout/terms. Participating merchants only must use PayPal checkout online. Coverage of up to $100 and eligible purchases per card.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you gotta hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflesh.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe, and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflesh.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free, so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
You need parts? We got parts. Product availability? Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. Get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Upgrade to Brake Best Select brake pads for $10 more, or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct pads for just $20. Offer in-store only. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Are you a driven sales professional with 1 to 2 years of experience? Whether your background is in auto, motorcycle, cell phone, B2B sales, or any other field, if you're ready to elevate your career, Town Square Media South Jersey wants to meet you. Join our team of passionate sales professionals and work alongside Joe and Jana from Cat Country 107.3 and Mike Gill from 97.3 ESPN and be part of our growing media and digital advertising sales department. We are seeking individuals with a strong work ethic, a commitment to success, and a proven track record in commission-based sales. Ready to make your mark? Apply in person at our hiring event on May 6th from 4 to 7 p.m. at our offices at 950 Tilton Road, Suite 200 in Northfield. Can't make it? Apply online at careers.townsquaremedia.com. Town Square Media South Jersey, where sales careers take off. Come to the hiring event on May 6th from 4 to 7 p.m. at 950 Tilton Road, Suite 200 in Northfield. Town Square Media is an equal opportunity employer.
Home of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill, 97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City.
To the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Hour 2 of the youth movement, filling in for Billy Schwein here in the locker room. Nick Earnshaw, Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds. It's been a fun Sunday morning so far. It's been a rainy day. I came down here halfway down the expressway. It starts raining, but no one's raining on the youth movement today.
Nope.
We're caffeinated. We're activated, just like Clem and them usually is.
Ready to go.
I know they're out there at Flag Football University. I help out with that every couple of Sundays. So I think it's raining a little bit. They're playing football in the rain. So
Yeah, just like the Kentucky Derby. They're going to play it in the mud.
Playing
You
in
know
the
why
mud.
not?
Classic football weather right there.
Nothing better. Nothing better. All right. We have a great text board question as well. 609-403-0973. Chime in. Definitely chime in on this one. What is your bucket list sporting event that you have to get to? What is your bucket list sporting event you have to get to? 609-403-0973. And also, because Schweiner's out today, we're not getting all the Schweiner liners. Give us your best Schweiner one-liners. Add that to your text, 609-403-0973. We talked a lot about the Phillies in the first hour, the rotation, the lineup, etc. We talked to Tommy Greene about that. It was a fun conversation. But, guys, I want to switch gears just a little bit for a couple of minutes here to start the second hour. And an old friend of ours, James Harden, yesterday. I mean, prime James Harden. In Game 7, I mean, this is what he does, okay? Yesterday, the Clippers lose in 7 games to the Denver Nuggets, who, by the way, fired their coach a couple of games before they entered the postseason. And James Harden looked awful. Awful. It just gave me flashbacks, bad flashbacks, Intern, with James Harden and the Sixers falling apart in big games. And listen, it was a doozy for him yesterday. He had a total of 7 points, 1 of 4 from three-point land, 5 rebounds. Did have 13 assists, but was 2 of 8 from the field. I mean, that's prime James Harden right there, Intern. And I want to pose this question to you guys. James Harden or Paul George, who would you rather have on the 76ers right now? Which choker would you rather have, Andrew?
It's such an interesting question to think about it, because I mean, if you watch this year's regular season, I mean, the answer seems obvious that James Harden was the significantly better player. I mean, he was closer to a prime version of himself than he did probably for most of his Philly tenure and his first year in LA. He looked great. Come playoff time, it's same old James Harden that just is a choker, just can't come to play in the big games. That's a shame, because I like James Harden. I do like him in general. I liked when we brought him in.
Are you lying? Are you a liar, Andrew?
I'm not a liar. I am not a liar. I like James Harden, but it's insane how disappointing he is when it comes to the big moments. He just always falls flat. Giving that, I would still say James Harden, just because at least he's not talking on a podcast in the middle of the season, having to step away to take things seriously.
No, you know what he's doing? He's promoting his wine. That's all he does. He promotes his wine all the time. Danny, who would you rather have? I mean, this is typical James Harden, falling apart in a big game, in a big moment. 7 points. I mean, what a snoozer from him. But who would you rather have on the Sixers right now? It just made me think. Paul George or this choker in James Harden?
Yeah, they're both not very good in the playoffs. I know you have the infamous Playoff P nickname that he has never lived up to outside of one competitive series with LeBron James when he was on the Pacers. So listen, if they're both healthy and injuries didn't exist, I'd say Paul George because the defensive factor. But we're not living in
a fantasy land.
We're not living in NBA 2K franchise mode. So I'm gonna
turn off injuries. By the way, if you're playing the video game, you can turn off injuries in the settings.
Exactly.
Then it works out. But
then Paul George is a great player. Yeah.
Same with Embiid. He stays on the floor. He can play.
There's no podcast.
Then all of a sudden we're 2025 NBA champions. That's what we are with no injuries. But
what's worse? Harden and his wine that he's obsessed with, or Paul George and Podcast P, him retiring from his podcast for 3 weeks?
Yeah, how much of a joke
for me, I think it's the podcast. Just because, at least Harden, I don't know. It's I feel like he's aware of it more. While Paul George, he legitimately, he was I need to step away. To
3 quarters through the season. What are we doing?
I just think there's no self-awareness with Paul George and Podcast P. But, I mean, and you never know. Again, injuries are a thing. Maybe Paul George comes out next year, can stay healthy, and Embiid can get back on the court, and maybe they'll look great together. We didn't really get to see them play together.
Andrew, I feel like we have said that for 10 years.
It's the definition of insanity.
Maybe next year, if they stay healthy. I can't tell you how many times I've said that. That's my Schweiner one-liner. If they could stay healthy. I mean, how many times have we said that, Danny? I'm going to lose my mind.
Let's not forget that Nick Earnshaw, sitting right across from me, did predict the Philadelphia 76ers to be the next team to win a championship.
If they stayed healthy.
Eagles.
If they stayed healthy.
You know what?
They stayed healthy.
That's such a cop-out. And then the Eagles win it a couple months later.
Wait, get the tape. Well, here's the thing. I picked the Phillies to win the World Series and the Sixers to win a championship. I didn't say anything about the Eagles, and they won. So I know where I stand.
Okay.
Don't allow me to make predictions about champions because it's never right.
Well, if you
doesn't work out.
If you want a certain team in Philadelphia, it seems like if you want a certain team in Philadelphia to win it, just pick every other team in the city to win the championship, and then don't mention them in the
Don't mention the one you actually want to win. That was the whole long game that I was playing.
Right. Okay, so some reverse psychology.
Absolutely.
I gotcha.
Absolutely.
But
and it worked out. It worked out.
I guess it did. You know, we kind of have like a 5-year, 4-year window where we can't complain too much outside of ripping the Phillies every day. But just to like lightly dive into this Sixers offseason, their plans. Obviously, you mentioned it. We talk about every single year. If they're healthy this year, if they can put it all together, we can't bank on that anymore.
No.
So if you're the Sixers, if you're Elton Brand, if you're Daryl Morey, obviously Morey's coming back, whether I like it or not. I think he's been okay here in Philadelphia. Drafted Jared McCain. Apparently, he didn't have as much to do with the Maxey pick. It was more of an Elton Brand pick because Morey was just arriving. But either way, has set this team up for some success. They have to go into this offseason pretty much just building around McCain and Maxey. And if Paul George and Joel Embiid can get on the court, fine. That's a plus. But at this point, you can't rely on them. I mean, am I crazy to say that, Nick? And I'm sure they'll shop PG at some point. Embiid probably not.
There's another star that's on the trade block this offseason. And, you know, we do have a matching contract with this particular star. Kevin Durant's out there. I'm just saying. Kevin Durant, a 37-year-old Kevin Durant for Paul George.
How many times are we going to do this, though, where we just have a star? Oh, look, we could trade this star for another star, and that's the star that's going to work.
You know what's funny? I have, like, so many jerseys of all of these guys they've traded for. I could put together a fantastic five-man rotation right there. Like,
do you want to hear every Sixers jersey I currently own?
Please tell us, Andrew.
So I have one Embiid that is a size medium and doesn't fit me anymore. I have two Matisse Thybulles.
Oh,
a James,
big Thibault fan.
2 James Hardens.
Okay.
A Jimmy Butler.
Yep.
And I think that's it. That's it. I don't have a Maxey. I almost got a Paul George. Thank God I did.
I have a Paul George. I have a Paul George. I have a James Harden. I have a Jimmy Butler. I mean, I could go down the list.
Yeah, I have Harden, Butler, but
Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is the other name I have. I'm the kiss of death.
You have Markelle Fultz too?
No, I wanted one. Thankfully, I didn't pull the trigger when I wanted.
How many points did he have yesterday? He didn't even play. He didn't even play yesterday.
Who?
Ben Simmons.
He was a DNP.
He was a DNP yesterday.
My God.
Now, are you guys all right with?
Remember they were using him as Nikola Jokic and for scouting and practice. My God.
So with that, the Sixers not being in the playoffs, and the Flyers being the Flyers. Are you guys like locked into the NBA postseason or the NHL? Or are you just kind of in and out watching?
I've been very in and out.
Yeah.
I mean, the NBA, I follow the scores. Last night I wanted to watch Game 7. I missed the beginning. By the time I checked the score, it was like a 20-point blowout. So, I'm trying. I think now that we're getting closer to the finals, I'll watch the finals for sure. When it comes to the playoffs as a whole, I've definitely this is the least invested I've been in either playoffs in a minute.
I didn't think with the Sixers being bad, it would take me out of like following the NBA this much. But when they were as bad as they were, and you just had injury upon injury upon injury, it really takes your love for the league out a little bit.
I'll tell you what, though, I love watching Ant Edwards play.
Yeah,
Minnesota Timberwolves. Oh, Ant Edwards is awesome.
I've been a casual
he sent
watch.
the Lakers home.
Yep.
Oh, it's great.
And he's bumping into LeBron, shoving him and stuff. So basically passing the baton, taking the baton from LeBron.
Did you see the clip of him saying what his favorite movie is?
No.
By the way.
Oh yeah, wasn't it Matilda?
Matilda.
He's an interesting guy.
He's
dude.
so fun.
To say the least.
All right.
I've been a casual watch, not as close as years past, just because I don't have a horse in the race right now.
No, it's brutal if you're a basketball fan in this city right now. You don't want to be a basketball fan right now. 609-403-0973. We're having a lot of fun filling in for the Schweiner today. Our text board question, let us know, what is your bucket list sporting event that you have to get to? Kentucky Derby was yesterday. That's on a lot of people's bucket list to get to, dressing up, etc. Going to Churchill Downs, a lot of fun. That's on mine too. So let us know, what is your bucket list sporting event you have to get to? 609-403-0973. And also, when you text in, give us a Schweiner one-liner that is your favorite from the locker room. A Schweiner one-liner. Text in 609-403-0973.
For over 83 years, Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in southern Jersey. Just a stone's throw away from Ocean City, it's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquor was named Best of Philly and Best of Atlantic City. With the most competitive prices around, Circle Liquor is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of The Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store. Tell them the Locker Room sent you.
All right, let me tell you about McCann Appraisers for all your real estate appraisal needs. Call John A. McCann and Associates at 609-263-7422. Whether commercial or residential properties, for estate, tax, or financial planning, divorce or financing, and more, the professionals of John A. McCann and Associates are licensed and ready to assist. Call 609-263-7422. All right, we'll have more on the Phillies and more in the locker room. Nick Earnshaw, Danny Ryan, Andrew Leeds. You're listening to 97.3 ESPN.
Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Y'all are saying biscuits aren't as good as bagels for breakfast sandwich? The biscuit is better.
Cece, no,
the biscuit is better.
Bagel? What are we doing?
I don't know. Y'all are having the wrong. I don't know who making y'all biscuits. Y'all are all off. Like, if you got a biscuit as the vehicle for the breakfast sandwich, I'll take that 10 times out of 10 over a bagel.
What?
Wake up weekday mornings with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman on 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hi, this is former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver David Klemick. Are you looking for the ultimate spot to go catch the big game? Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township is your home for great food, cold drinks, and non-stop sports action. Whether it's an NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL game, they've got all the action on their big screen TVs, plus one in every booth. Sink your teeth into their famous wings, juicy burgers, thin crust pizza, and signature stromboli. Thirsty? They've got ice cold beers on tap and handcrafted cocktails that keep you refreshed. So bring your crew, grab a seat, and feel the energy at Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township. It's where sports fans go to win. Tell them Dave Klemick sent you.
Hi, this is Billy Schwein from the Locker Room. Pro Image Sports is proud to announce the opening of their brand new Ocean City Boardwalk store, located between 8th and 9th Street. They carry a huge selection of men's, women's, and kids' jerseys, clothing, headwear, and novelties for brands like Nike, New Era, Mitchell & Ness, and 47 brand. If you're looking for Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, or Sixers gear, or your favorite national team, Pro Image Sports has it all. For more information, stop by today or follow them online at fantreasures.com or on Instagram at ProImageOC. Tell them the Locker Room sent you.
At Rocket, we believe everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. So if you're feeling locked out of home ownership, we're here to give you back the keys. We're opening doors, breaking down walls, and doing everything we can to turn renters into owners. And we're not going to stop until we help everyone home. To find out more, visit rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
Get ready for a night of non-stop laughter. Colin Jost, star of NBC's Saturday Night Live, is coming to Ovation Hall at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City on Saturday, August 2nd. Experience an evening filled with hilarious comedy from the Weekend Update co-anchor. Don't miss your chance to see Colin Jost live at Ocean Casino Resort. Tickets are on sale now at theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back here in the locker room. Nick Earnshaw, Danny Ryan, Andrew Leeds got you today in for Billy Schwein. He's down in Florida for his daughter, AG. She's in the cheer competition. I know it's going really well. He's been texting us, letting us know what's been happening with everything going down there. It's been awesome. So we've had a lot of fun today. It's been great to be in the studio with you guys. Haven't seen you in a while, but we've been talking a lot of Phillies. We talked a little basketball. We had Tommy Greene the last hour. The Phillies back in action today at 2:05 p.m. today. 2:05 start. I believe that's because of the Broad Street run today, so a little bit of a weird time. Arizona's got to get out as well. So the lineup just came out for the Phillies today. It is leading off Trey Turner. Batting second, DHing today, Bryce Harper. Third, Schwarber. He's in left field. Batting fourth, in right field, Castellanos cleaning up. And fifth, JT Realmuto. He's behind the dish. Batting sixth is Alec Bohm. Seventh, Edmundo Sosa. He's at second base. Batting eighth is Weston Wilson. He will be playing first base today. And Johan Rojas rounds it out in center field. So we got a wonky lineup to react to, fellas.
There's a lot of
Intern. I mean, we got Schwarber in left, Weston Wilson at first base.
That's the one that jumped out to me.
Harper DHing.
Yeah, I don't know what the reason is. I mean, I guess maybe Harper, there's been some talk with him being a little up and down. Maybe you want to give him some time off the field, give him a little bit of a rest day, but still get him out there. Yeah, that's very interesting. Weston Wilson sliding in at first. Was not expecting to see that on the lineup. I mean, Sosa second, that's part of course sometimes. Yeah, strange lineup for sure.
This is odd. I mean,
it's always a fun day when Kyle Schwarber's in left field.
So Schwarber's in left. Sosa's at second, and Wilson's at first. You have Harper DHing, batting second today. I'm
Schwarber
stunned.
batting third too is definitely an interesting one as well.
I watched Thompson's press conference yesterday, and there was no indication this was coming. I mean, no indication this was coming.
If that isn't a Sunday getaway lineup, I've never seen one in my life then because, wow.
It's funny. We were talking during the break, and the Phillies will be going to George Steinbrenner Field in Florida. They'll be playing at a AAA park in turn as they take on the Rays starting this week.
It's ridiculous, man. I mean, what are we doing that a stadium like that is being played in?
Hey, Hurricanes, man. They're a crazy thing. Literally ripped the entire roof off of that stadium. I thought they were going to be able to repair it in time because when did that happen?
It's been a minute, right?
It was like in the summer, I think, like summerish, right?
So it must have been right after the season wrapped up.
It tore the whole thing.
Yeah, I thought maybe they'd be able to.
No,
it's just a quick.
They have a reason not to be in their actual ballpark, and I get that.
The
A's have no reason, and
the owners is cheap.
No reason. Yeah, John Fisher. I can't even tell you what I think about John Fisher. It's so what they have done to the Athletics is brutal. Just bring him back to Philly at this point. Just bring him back to Philadelphia.
Seriously, give us two teams. We'll appreciate them.
But Danny, I want to get you to react to this lineup for a second. Turner leading off today. He's back in the leadoff spot. Harper second DHing today. I guess a semi-day off for Harper for the most part, but Schwarber in left and Wilson at first. That's fascinating to me.
I have to imagine that Rob Thompson was trying to get Weston Wilson involved in some way, shape, or form. I'm shocked that he didn't put Wilson in left and Schwarber at first because he did play Schwarber at first during spring training, so that would make sense to get him some reps.
That's what I was thinking. Like Schwarber's played first in the past too. Like
he was terrible at first base on the Red Sox, but didn't look too bad in spring training when he got reps for us. But I definitely think this is a Sunday getaway lineup. Ranger Suarez on the mound, so I'm really, we mentioned it, excited to see what he has to bring.
First start of the year,
to the table. So we'll see how he does. I expect some rust for sure against a good lineup like the Diamondbacks, who honestly the Phillies have held in check pretty much all series. I know Friday they scored a decent amount of runs, but didn't let it get out of control or too crazy. So hey. We'll see. I mean, I don't think we'll ever see this combination again in the lineup, but we'll see how they
I
do
wouldn't
to
put
that.
it past Rob Thompson. I mean, we've gotten some goofy ones for a little bit. I also want to go back to the text board a little bit. I know we've been talking about this forever. I mean, the Kentucky Derby yesterday. A lot of great events coming up. I mean, the Broad Street runs today. What is a sporting event that you want to get to? It could be big, it could be small, it doesn't matter. But what is one that is on your bucket list? 609-403-0973. And also, with those texts, include a Schweiner one-liner that you missed from today's show because it's the full youth movement we're filling in. Danny, I know we got a couple of texts.
Yeah, friend of the show, Mark Grimesy. Saying, great show, gentlemen. His bucket list sporting event would be Wimbledon.
Oh, that's a good one.
I didn't think of that one, to be
honest.
That's a
really good one.
Great shout there by Grimesy. Then we go to Chris from Northfield. He says his Mount Rushmore of sports bucket list. He's going to give us a Mount Rushmore here.
Okay.
Phillies home game-clinching World Series win. So he'd love to see, what happened in 2008.
That's a good one, yep.
Sunday at the Masters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Flyers home game clinching a Stanley Cup victory. And Chicago Bears NFC Championship home game at Soldier Field before they move to a new stadium. That's oddly
fair.
specific. Are you a Bears fan, Chris?
I
from
guess
Northfield?
Chris is a Bears
I guess
fan.
he splits his Eagles and Bears. He must have really been upset during the double doink. I mean, jeez.
I guess Soldier Field is an iconic, stadium that's going to be put out to pasture soon enough. So maybe he's just like a historic fan in that sense.
Sure.
I don't know. That's an odd one.
I like the first couple. The first couple were great, and then the Bears that threw me for a loop. Any more text?
Yeah, Rick in Estelle Manor, is that how you pronounce it? Estelle Manor?
Estelle Manor.
He texts in saying, my wife and I are in the middle of our bucket list. We have completed 31 of 33 NHL rinks.
Wow.
Which is insane. We went to Arizona and Salt Lake City. We only have Calgary and Edmonton left. After we complete this, we've decided we want to be outside the stadiums in parties during playoff games at home in Canada. Currently, they're rooting for the Caps, Maple Leafs, and Winnipeg Jets.
Oh, that's awesome.
In the playoffs.
That's so awesome.
His NHL bucket list.
Oh, that's fantastic. Going to every stadium. I'm trying to get to more stadiums. Like last year was the first time in my life I was able to get to a stadium not in Philadelphia, a professional sport, major leagues, whatever. I got to the Madison Square Garden. I got to Camden Yards and the Superdome last year.
Yeah, the only one I've ever been to for a sporting event, because I've been to like the Barclays Center for a concert. But funnily enough, at the Cleveland Browns Stadium I went to a few years ago. I went on a trip with my, dad to Cleveland, went to a Browns game. They got smoked by the Chargers. What else is new? But it was cool.
Intern, I love going to those random sporting events, and like you have no dog in the race, right? Like
you're just there for the vibe.
Just there for a good time. Now, if you're going to that type of game, like a Chargers and Cleveland game, right? You're an Eagles fan. Are you wearing the Eagles jersey to that game, Andrew Lee?
See, I think nowadays I'd wear something Eagles related. Back then I didn't, just because I was young. I was like, I don't know what Cleveland's like. I also I just wore like a orangish brown jacket I had, because I honestly the Browns at the time were like. Not that I had an actual second favorite team, but if there was one, it was the Browns. Because they were so pathetic, I never rooted against them. So I grew an attachment to them as like a second team. Like I just wanted to see them win some games for once in a while.
I think everyone feels bad for Cleveland.
Now
they just feel bad.
Yeah, nowadays I don't have as much of an attachment after what that organization has done these last few years. But yeah. Yeah,
Danny,
it's fun.
Are you that guy that they show on television who's lost at a sporting event? You wear the Eagles jersey to the Cleveland Chargers game.
Well, that's why I was going to say.
I'm that guy. I will 1,000% be that guy.
I was going to say, yes, I would wear an Eagles jersey to an event I don't have, a dog in the race for, because you have a good chance of getting on TV or at the very least the Jumbotron if you do that. You stick out like a sore thumb. So, and you're representing, Philadelphia is a very prideful city for their sports teams. That would probably immediately go on Barstool Philly as well. So, yeah, I'm trying to claim some fame from this. That's my main goal if I wear, Eagles jersey to a team.
Well, a couple of 15 minutes for you.
To mention wrestling again. I don't know if you guys saw when WWE did a show in Belgium a month or two ago.
Belgium?
In the front row, there was a fan wearing a Super Bowl 59 Devontae Smith jersey.
Oh my gosh!
While John Cena came out in Belgium.
I saw that on social media. Intern, that's great. I think you should. Wear the jersey of your team, okay? If you're going to just a random sport, you're a sports fan, you don't want to be, Rob Lowe wearing the NFL hat, that meme that goes around.
Or if you look at Zach Campbell, he wears the MLB
hat. Oh, God, don't even get me started.
Yeah, that guy's a weasel, but...
But I think you got to wear your team's colors. Even if you're at a sporting event that... you don't have a favorite team in that game. I think you should still wear it. Show up. Be proud. Just be proud.
Philly
about
everywhere,
it.
baby.
Yeah.
Philly everywhere.
Any more texts, young Daniel?
Yeah, we have one more text. It's Shaner and EHT.
Love Shaner.
He's reacting to this lineup. He says, I've been looking for a little shakeup. Not sure this is the one I was hoping for. Stoughton is an everyday player, and Schwarber in left field. I'm confused about this. Topper is losing. And once again, Shaner and EHT.
Shaner, I'm with you. I was down at the ball game on Wednesday, and we've talked about it throughout the week. I asked Rob Thompson about it. Why not give Stott more opportunities against right-handers to lead off? He's been great in the leadoff spot, and he's seeing more pitches. Credit to our Josh Henning. He said that Stott is seeing at least 7 pitches per at bat on average in the leadoff spot.
He's the most patient hitter in the lineup by far.
So I think Stott should be in every day. Same with Rojas at this point, because I'm out on Marsh. I think Stott should be there. I understand you want to get Sosa some at bats, but I'm not about it. I'm not about it. I want Stott in the lineup, Danny.
Yeah, I mean, also, too, no Kepler with how hot he's been recently.
What are you taking Kepler out for?
You take Kepler out of
He's
the
been
lineup.
hot.
You're going to immediately, hopefully not, but definitely a chance to cool off that bat by taking him out of the lineup today. Again, I think he was just looking to get some guys off, but he doesn't give Realmuto off, obviously, because he sat the last game of, what was it, the National Series?
Yeah.
So, definitely an interesting lineup, but again, I don't think we're going to see this too often this season, so I'm not worried about it. I do wonder, though, Harper at DH, is there some sort of underlying lingering injury we don't know about?
That's what I was wondering.
We can expand on that more on the other side, but he hasn't looked right this year, and I mean, the first thought is maybe he's injured. That's why he's not producing.
Yeah, well, we have high school athletes in the spotlight. Fran Mclaughlin on the other side.
After.
We'll dive into that afterwards. You're listening to The Locker Room. Nick Earnshaw, Danny Ryan, Andrew Leeds.
For over 83 years, Circle Liquor Store, sorry, I didn't know I had it on me. Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. Just a stone's throw away from Ocean City, it's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly and Best of Atlantic City with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of The Locker Room with Billy Schweim. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921, 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store. Tell them The Locker Room sent you.
All right, you've got to get to La Scala's Beach House. La Scala's Beach House in Brigantine opened this summer to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandma made. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza. I love the margarita pizza. It's fantastic. We know Billy loves his meatball trio. Their daily specials and game day menu are fantastic. Eat in or take out at La Scala's. Open Thursday through Monday, 1400 Ocean Ave in Brigantine. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. All right, on the other side, we will talk to Fran Mclaughlin from Philly Pretzel Factory and EHT for high school athletes in the spotlight. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim. He's out today. Nick Earnshaw, Danny Ryan, Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again, again and again. Call and again, again and again.
Hi there, this is the Negadelphian from The Locker Room, and I might be negative about our Philly sports teams, but one thing I'm positive about is Elisa's shoes. Are you looking for the perfect pair of shoes? Then step into Elisa's shoe store on Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey, where style meets comfort. From trendy sandals or everyday sneakers or an elegant heels for a night out, they've got it all. Their friendly team is there to help you find the perfect fit, no matter what the occasion. That's Elisa's Shoes at Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Go to elisashoes.com or call 609-391-8859. Tell them the boys from The Locker Room sent you.
Tax season at Tom's River Volkswagen means we're paying the sales tax. Yeah, we've got over 1,000 vehicles on sale and we're paying the sales tax. Tell that nasty old tax man to go straight to Tom's River Volkswagen or Tom'sRiverVW.com because we're paying the sales tax.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Another checkup? Why are so many people getting new puppies?
Dr. Kim's veterinary office is littered with cuteness.
We are booked solid for weeks, but who can say no to a puppy, right? Oh, good boy.
She needs to find extra vet techs to get those pups some extra love.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, candidates can find it easier, so you can hire easier. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Lowe's helps refresh your garden in time for Mother's Day. Right now, get 5 bags of 1.5 cubic foot Scott's Naturescapes mulch for just $10. Plus, select 1.5 gallon annuals hanging baskets make the perfect gift. Now 2 for only $15. The best garden starts with great deals. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 5/7. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase.
You matter, and so does your well-being. Call, text, or chat 988, New Jersey Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, for free 24/7 support with mental health, suicide, or substance use concerns for you or someone you love. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Oh, we hope you're having trouble trying to sleep right here in the locker room. It's the youth movement taking over for Billy Schweim today as he is down in Florida for AG's cheer competition. We're having a lot of fun talking Phils, talking basketball, talking everything today here on a Sunday morning, a little bit of a gloomy Sunday morning. We're broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studios right here in Northfield. And now it is time for the Locker Room's players, high school players in the spotlight, sponsored by Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. Each week, Fran Mclaughlin, owner of the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township, will highlight a male and female high school athlete for outstanding achievement in high school sports. Brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. It is now time to go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the Locker Room youth movement, I should say, Fran Mclaughlin. Fran, what's going on, man? How are you?
What's going on? You want some Schweimerisms? To be Fran Mclaughlin, welcome to the Locker Room daycare.
There we go.
Oh, the Locker Room. I like that. That's got a nice ring to it.
Well, I guess we can take that and trademark it now the Phillies are done with it, right?
Yeah, I mean, they don't do the daycare anymore.
There you go.
Nah, they've all outgrown that. So how you doing, guys?
We're doing great, Fran. So, Fran, give me a little bit of what's going on in the area regarding high school sports right now.
Yeah, it's getting to be a busy one. So let's tomorrow golf mainland. Mainland boys are 20-1 this season. They just won the Carl Arena Memorial Tournament. They're currently ranked 4th in the NJ.com poll. So they'll tee off in the South Jersey Group 3 sectionals tomorrow morning. So they're having a great season. We haven't really talked much golf, but good luck to mainland. Track and field, we said last week, once the Penn Relay gets out of the way, things really start getting moving. So the Atlantic County Track and Field Championships at Egg Harbor on this Tuesday. And then baseball, we're in the middle of the season. We're getting rolling. I'll give you a little standings update in the Cape Atlantic League. You got Holy Spirit, St. Augustine, and Middle Township all lead their respective divisions. Holy Spirit's undefeated in their division, and in the past, St. Augustine hasn't lost a lot of games, but they did drop a 9-8 decision to Egg Harbor Township in somewhat of an upset this week. And then softball, we got Vineland, Absegami, and upstart Oakcrest all to the top of their respective divisions with perfect records. And sticking with the youth movement today, Oakcrest is actually led by a freshman this year. She's batting over 500 with 33 stolen bases. She's been on my watch list every week for the athlete in the spotlight. So, and I had one other little Nicky nugget for you.
Oh, there we
out
go.
Of our area, kind of out of our area a little bit, but I came across it. There's a pitcher from Pennsauken Tech, Franklin Fernandez. He had 21 strikeouts in the game. Struck out the side in all 7 innings.
Struck out the side in all 7 innings, you said?
All 7 innings.
Holy God.
96 pitches, strikes out the side, all 7 innings. He actually had a game with 18 strikeouts earlier this season.
21 up, 21 down. My goodness.
Talk about a perfect game.
I don't know if it was a perfect game. I think he did give up 2 hits, but he recorded all the outs on strikeouts. So.
That's incredible. Well, Fran, thanks for that little nugget. We very much appreciate it. We love hearing about the high school sports in the area. And now, you got to tell us who are male and female athletes in the spotlight this week, Fran.
All right, we're going to start, again, keeping with the locker room youth movement today. We got a pair of freshmen. So we'll start on the boys' side. The boys' athlete in the spotlight this week is Miguel Manalang, freshman, Cedar Creek High School tennis. Manalang recently won the Cape Atlantic League singles tournament, posting a 6-3, 6-2 decision in the championship match. After going winless in the Cape last year, Cedar Creek is 12-1 this season, and Manalang's kind of leading the way. In dual meet matches this year, he's 13-0, and he has not yielded a single game all season, winning every match 6-0, 6-0. So that's pretty impressive. He also did pretty well this winter for the Cedar Creek Pirates in the 100-meter breaststroke. So our boys athlete in the spotlight is Miguel Manalang, a freshman. Sticking with, and only the second time since we started this in the fall, it's a clean sweep for Cedar Creek. So the girls athlete in the spotlight, also a freshman, will be Zoe Holmstrom from Cedar Creek Lacrosse. Now, Zoe's been on my radar since week one. Just been a consistent scorer. Cedar Creek's off to a 12-1 start with a perfect 12-0 in the Cape Atlantic National. And Holmstrom had just been scoring goals at a pretty consistent pace, 4 to 5 a game. She recently had 5 goals in a 11-9 decision over Middle Township. It was coming off their first loss. It was a big game for them. Middle Township, it was actually a matchup of 2 one-loss teams at the time. She followed that up with 5 goals and 16 draw controls in a 16-4 win over Oakcrest. On the season, she has 54 goals, which is only second to last week's athlete in the spotlight, Carmen O'Hara. So congratulations to Cedar Creek's Zoe Holmstrom and Miguel Manalang as our boys and girls athletes in the spotlight. And as always, they will get a Philly Pretzel Factory gift card and free pretzel coupons for their teammates and coaches.
Oh, that's fantastic, Fran. Congrats to Miguel and Zoe, both from Cedar Creek. I mean, way to represent for that school this week. Fran, as always, we very much appreciate it. And, Zoe and Miguel, you can go to the Philly Pretzel in EHT to pick up your awards.
Cedar Creek's getting a lot of free pretzels this week.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, they are. And I do apologize for losing my train of thought. So I'm getting a lot of feedback in my ear. I'm hearing everything I say. So
that's definitely a tough one to operate with. Not a problem at all.
All right, thanks so much, Fran. We very much appreciate it. We'll see you next week.
All right, take care, guys. See ya.
Thanks so much. All right, that was your high school players in the spotlight, sponsored by Philly Pretzel Factory of EHT. Each week, Fran Mclaughlin, owner of the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township, will highlight a male and female high school athlete for outstanding achievement in high school sports, brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. Cedar Creek showing out this week, fellas.
Clean sweep, baby. Clean sweep.
Not often you see that. But,
no, not at all.
You said it's the second time.
Yeah,
so.
Second time. My goodness. Miguel and Zoe are our winners this week. All right, I want to move along. We got a couple more minutes left in the program. 609-403-0973 is how you jump aboard. Our text board question today has been, what is a sports bucket list event that you have to attend? What one do you have to get to? Let us know, 609-403-0973. And also, give us a Schweiner one-liner with your text messages as they come in. Danny, do we have any more texts coming in?
None as of right now, but keep them coming. We got about 15 minutes left in the program.
Program. Absolutely.
Pat McAfee, like you said yesterday, has changed the way I'll say that word forever.
I will never say program normally again for anything. It'll be program every single time, Leedsy.
Yeah, I mean he's infectious with that.
All right, I want to get into the Eagles a little bit. Okay, we haven't talked much Eagles today. The draft obviously just happened, and guys, we were talking a little bit before the show. Especially Danny, you brought this up regarding the defensive line. I think this is something important heading into this year. That there's a lot of young pieces on that line. You now have Jahad Campbell. He comes in. They're going to use him more of an edge rusher. Jalix Hunt, younger player. Nolan Smith going to get a lot more run. Brandon Graham retires. There's a lot of young pieces on that defensive line. And Vic Fangio, listen, did a great job last year with this team. They don't blitz at all. It feels like they got to the quarterback when they needed to. Are you concerned at all about the D-line on this team, Danny?
I'm a little concerned, to be honest with you, just because it's not training camp yet. We don't really know who's going to be getting the majority of the snaps on that defensive line, so lots up in the air. But not too much. I mean, they do have a lot of talented guys that if they stay healthy, like Azeez Ojulari, obviously we'll see Jahad Campbell, both a little bit as an inside linebacker, but probably majority as an edge rusher. And Jalix Hunt took some really confident strides last year. Really, I mean, we saw a lot of improvement from him as the season went along, especially starting off as a guy who really didn't get any playing time to start the year. And then, similar to Cooper DeJean, I know he was hurt, but gradually just got better and improved and made a name for himself on that D-line. And then also Nolan Smith, I really want to see him do this for a second straight year. I know he had a great year last year, but he struggled to start his career for the first 2 seasons. It didn't look great. And so we'll see if he can kind of continue that and be consistent. I don't have any question marks or doubts that he won't be able to do that, but you got to prove it. So there's a lot riding on these young guys this year. A few veterans in Bryce Huff and Ojulari, but we don't know what they're going to be with this team.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that the Eagles have Ojulari in turn.
Yeah, which was a great pickup.
It's a nice pickup. That's a nice piece because remember, they like to rotate their guys in and out and keep them fresh. And I think that was a nice, solid pickup. Hopefully it works out. I mean, Josh Huff. I don't know what they're going to do with it. Bryce Huff, sorry.
Josh Huff, the former
I think
receiver.
Josh Huff. Bryce Huff, excuse me. I'm very curious to see what his role is going to be this year because it was non-factor last year at all. Very disappointing. One of the worst contracts in Philly sports right now. What do you make of his situation right now, Intern?
I have no idea. You bring up a good point where it's very flies under the radar, obviously winning the Super Bowl, but that is one of the worst contracts we have in the city of Philadelphia right now, how he kind of gets a pass. And I mean, it's a situation where it was a good idea on paper to bring him in for that money. I mean, you're losing Hassan Reddick. Seemed like he was going to be the guy to fill that gap, and he was literally getting like DNPs basically by the end of the season. So I don't know what his role is. It seems like he's not happy in Philadelphia from what you've seen a little bit from his social media. Like there's been a little bit of weird stuff he's been saying. I don't know what to expect from him.
Almost like the Taiwan of the Eagles,
Yeah. It's like I don't know what their plan is for him.
Yeah.
Again, a guy like Azeez Ojulari, he's not a game wrecker, but he's a guy who can go in there, get some good pressure. I think he might, I hope for the best for Bryce Huff. Obviously, I want everyone on this team to play great. But, I mean, if we're going to get same last year, Azeez Ojulari is going to jump right over him, and then he's just going to be a non-factor again.
I can't believe I said Josh Huff, by the way. That's like, what a pull
like a crazy
that is.
pull.
You're not the first person to do that either. It's become pretty much a mainstay in Philadelphia sports media with Bryce Huff here.
I couldn't even, when you said Josh Huff, I didn't remember who it was, but I just heard
Scrappy
the name.
young receiver on the 2014 or 15
I
Eagles.
couldn't stand him either. I didn't think he was that great of a returner also.
Those years were filled with a lot of guys who had potential if they just put it together, but they never put it together.
He fits the moniker of Bryce Huff.
Right,
He fits that same moniker.
I'll never forget, he finally he returned that kickoff for a touchdown.
One
and then
time.
The next week he got busted for guns in his car.
Oh
crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
Real quick, though, to expand on that Bryce Huff point, think about it this way. If they didn't sign Bryce Huff to that contract, and obviously, Howie's not going to hit on all his signings.
Yeah.
Technically, he batted 500 on his big swings last year. Saquon and Bryce Huff hit on one of them in a big way. But if,
one worked out.
Yeah,
one really worked out.
At least one of them worked out. Again, batting 500, so that's a great ball player right there.
Yeah, that's all favorite. That might be the greatest of all time right there.
As far as I'm
Suzuki-esque.
concerned. Yeah, exactly. But no, I mean, think about it. If they didn't sign Bryce Huff to this contract and they had some cap left over for this season, you could have retained one of Milton Williams or Josh Sweat.
Yep.
And they walk out the door because you have that dead cap in Bryce Huff who's not even seeing the field.
Yeah, we talk about the defensive line, but you also lost some guys in the secondary and veterans in the secondary. Darius Slay on the one side, and then you also in the secondary lose C.J. Gardner-Johnson. You trade him away. And remember, they got to a Super Bowl both years that Gardner-Johnson was here.
That one still stings.
I mean, they're a young team, Danny. They're a very young defense. The offense, most of your guys across the entire roster, your core guys are still here. Mm-hmm. But you lost some of those glue guys, and I'm very curious to see how this develops throughout the season. I think they get off to a little bit of a slow start. Not that every team gets off to a slow start now, it feels like.
Right.
But I feel like there's going to be those growing pains, especially in the secondary with a young team.
I mean, the Eagles got off to a slow start last year, 2-2, and then Sirianni shaves his head after the game against the Browns.
Well, should Alec Boehm shave his head? I mean, we know Schweiner's been advocating for that.
Yeah, I don't know what he won't give that one up, man. It's not going to have the same effect. It's different when a guy is trying to lead a culture and lead a locker room versus a guy that just can't produce on the field. I don't think it's going to help.
I am shocked. No one has texted in that Schweiner one-liner. Shave your head. Shave your head. Everyone's going to shave their head. It's going to turn around.
Seriously.
Perception is reality.
Listen, I'm shocked no one texted that in with the Schweiner. But yeah, I mean, listen, after he shaved his head last year, it worked out. Yeah. Could work out for the Phillies. But going back to the Eagles' point, they got off to that slow start last year. And now you have a really young defense. You don't have the Brandon Grahams in the locker room, right? You don't have the Darius Slays. You don't have those guys, the C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who added personality to the locker room, right? And especially for those young guys, very key for the Cooper DeJeans of the world, the Quinyon Mitchells, who's going to be that guy this year?
And now you have I'm sorry to interrupt you, Andrew. Just real quick, a battle, at safety to see who's going to start that position this year. Sidney Brown, what's his last name?
Makuba.
Makuba. I was going to say Mabuka, but Makuba, Andrew Makuba. So it's going to be interesting to see who wins that battle in training camp. But a lot to prove and a lot for these young guys to take on in the NFL this year.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest difference is this year's defense is a lot more questions than answers compared to last year. Granted, those questions, we might find the answers to the questions. It might be great. It might work out perfectly. But even guys on the defensive line like Moro Jomo, Jalix Hunt, everyone's just kind of penciling in like, oh, they're going to step up this year.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know that for a fact.
No.
We obviously hope that, and they've showed good things, but it's not a guarantee. It's a question.
Those are question marks. And offensively, I think they'll be fine. You have everybody pretty much coming back. Obviously, the guard situation will be interesting to watch. But I think for the most part, this is going to be another really, really good year for the Philadelphia Eagles. If they stay healthy, I think they'll be fine. Defense is one to watch. I think they're going to be right around the same, though, because now you have young players in Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, you bring back Zach Bond, Nakobe Dean, hopefully when he gets healthy, he'll be back. He's more of that vocal leader in that locker room, right? So I'm curious to see the defense. I think they'll be okay, but there will be those growing pains, Leedsy.
Yeah, for sure. And when you got a coordinator like Vic Fangio, who, is so, his pedigree is unreal, the amount of success he's had in the NFL last year, obviously being a prime marker of that. I do have faith in this defense that they're going to be able to play to a similar level as last year, maybe a small step down, but I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Did you see the draft room video of Vic Fangio when they drafted Jahad Campbell? Yes. I mean, that dude was fired up.
And he's usually not that fired up. You know what I mean? He's usually a mellow guy.
Yeah, he's this guy's going to be a monster on the field for me.
He was the first guy off the field after both the NFC and Super Bowl championship celebrations on the field. He's the first guy to go back to the locker room.
True Philly guy. Goes to get a beer and a nice pizza at Palladium. Why not?
You love it. All right, 609-403-0973. We only have a couple more minutes left here in the locker room, so get your text in. What is your bucket list sporting event you have to get to? And give us your Schweiner one-liner as well. So 609-403-0973.
For over 83 years, Circle Liquor Stores offer the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in southern Jersey. Just a stone's throw away from Ocean City, it's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly and Best of Atlantic City. With the most competitive prices around, Circle Liquor is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of The Locker Room with Billy Schweim. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store. Tell them The Locker Room sent you.
Just about everyone in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia Eagle Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of the private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract 200-plus top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com. Once again, ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or call 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up the show. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim. Pardon me, without Billy Schweim. It's the Locker Room Youth Movement. Danny Ryan, Andrew Leeds, Nick Earnshaw, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll look back at the Phillies weekend against the Diamondbacks and start to look ahead to their series down in Tampa against the Rays. Mike McGarry takes a look back at the weekend, plus football at 4 with Jeff Mosher, Knicks Nuggets, Ryer Cy, all that and more. It's all coming up on Monday's show.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Hey, Nick Earnshaw here. Is your driveway or parking lot cracked, faded, or just looking worn out? Give it new life with R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. For over 14 years, they've been protecting driveways and parking lots with top-quality seal coating that lasts. Their expert team uses premium materials to seal, protect, and enhance your asphalt curb appeal and add years of durability. Don't wait for costly repairs. Call R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating at 609-513-4375 for your free estimate. R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. Seal today to last tomorrow.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the lake or clean out your closet? RV wins! Putting the dishes away or taking the RV camping? RV wins! Cleaning the fridge or taking a trip to the beach? RV wins!
You might want to clean the fridge real quick because, mold.
We clean out the fridge, then take the RV out.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Greetings, Boomtown. Ever since this neighborhood switched to Xfinity Internet,
the Wi-Fi is booming!
Xfinity combines the power of internet and mobile with one all-in plan.
So we've all got lightning-fast, secure Wi-Fi speeds at home and on the go with Wi-Fi Power Boost from Xfinity Mobile.
You get the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best in-class equipment and unlimited data included. Plus, add an unlimited mobile line.
All for only $40 a month for 1 year. To celebrate this combo, we're mashing our shows together.
It's everything you need all in one plan. Plus, learn how to get a free 5G phone with a premium unlimited line. Now, sit back and relax with the smooth, relaxing sound
of face-melting acid metal!
Brilliant.
Visit Xfinity.com to learn more. Ends June 23rd with paperless billing and autopay to stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet gateway required. Taxes, fees extra. After 1 year rate increases to $110 a month. After 2 years, regular rates apply. Actual Wi-Fi speeds vary. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Oh, what a great song to come back. DJ Danny Ryan over there pushing the buttons today.
It's got a nice ring to it.
Oh, yeah. Broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studios in Northfield. Welcome back to The Locker Room. Nick Earnshaw here alongside, as I said, Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds. We've been filling in for the Schweiner all weekend long. He's been in Florida, and he's having a good time. Seems like he's having a good time down there.
He's officially a Florida man.
He's a cheer dad now. He is a total cheer dad now. That is what we'll call him. But we've had a lot of fun today. Phillies. Listen, it's raining out there. I was reading some tweets out from some of the beat reporters. Matt Gelb of The Athletic saying, Phillies are giving Bryce Harper a DH day, Weston Wilson at first base, Kyle Schwarber in left field, and Muno Sosa at second base. He said the game probably isn't starting for many, many hours. So just stay tuned for that. We'll see how the weather cooperates or if it does not cooperate. 609-403-0973. We've been having a lot of fun with the text board question today. Our question is, what is your bucket list sporting event that you have to get to? And text in your Schweiner one-liners as well. We'll get to a couple of texts that have been coming in throughout the hour that we didn't get to yet as we round out the show. Danny, what do we got?
Just a quick thought before we go to the text, too. Even if this game gets delayed hours, I doubt they postpone it because they do have a getaway day tomorrow. They have a whole day off for travel, so they can still use Monday as a travel day to Florida. But it'd be interesting to see if this game gets delayed till like 6 or 7, what kind of decision they make.
Yeah.
It is coming down out there.
It is.
But let's look at the text board real quick. Tom from Margate says, hey, I got a Schweiner one-liner. How about be bold and go bald? Obviously ties into the Alec Boehm thing, shaving his head. I blame Nick Sirianni because now Billy thinks the solution to every single problem, if anyone's scuffling, just shave your head. Do something different.
Well, are you guys in on the bet?
Sorta. So I'm not gonna shave my head because my head's too big. I
like my lettuce
really
too
bad.
much, man.
I did say I'd shave the beard.
Oh, you guys are. I don't think there's anything to worry about.
I'd shave the beard.
Okay.
I'd trim the hair down, get rid of the mullet. Again, I hope it happens, but
I'll do it. I'll shave my head.
Maybe I'll get like a cut. I can't go buzz though. I do not look. I do not look good with a buzz cut.
Neither do I. One more text before we get out of here.
Johnny G texted and says, "Hey guys, great job. Tell Billy to stay in Florida." Just kidding, Billy. Best one-liner, of course, the one that kind of created this question. Nothing can be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Also says, "Go Phils." We'll see if that game gets off. And, that's all the time we have for today.
All right, guys, it was an absolute blast. I want to thank everyone who joined the show today. Tommy Greene, we went on the mound with him, talked some Phils. Fran Mclaughlin from the Philly Pretzel Factory of EHT for the high school athletes in the spotlight. That was a lot of fun. Danny, Andrew, fantastic job,
It's a lot of fun.
Thank you. Great time.
We'll have to do this again sometime soon.
Let's take over.
Tell Billy to take another vacation. Yeah.
I like Philly's daycare. Locker room daycare. I like that. It's a nice little ring to it. All right. Thank you, everyone, for making the locker room part of your Sunday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the youth movement. We'll see you next week. Billy will be back.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Y'all are saying biscuits aren't as good as bagels for breakfast sandwich? The biscuit is better.
Cece, no,
the biscuit is better.
Bagel? What are we doing?
I don't know. Y'all are having the wrong. I don't know who making y'all biscuits. Y'all are all off. Like, if you got a biscuit as the vehicle for the breakfast sandwich, I'll take that 10 times out of 10 over a bagel.